Greetings, survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here with your weekly update on Rust development, and as we're dragged relentlessly towards the next patch on September the 1st, here's hopefully what you should expect to see in it. And of course, if you could tickle the relevant buttons at some point during this vid, then I'd really appreciate it. First of all, as discussed last week, the optional stripped back hardcore game mode that refuses to hold your hand in any way and will probably chop it off if you give it a chance, will be arriving in September's patch as an option for server owners to try. One of the biggest changes is of course the removal of the in-game map, and as mentioned last week, steps are being taken to ensure nobody can get hold of it in any way, which means that now when hardcore is selected, the seed will be automatically encrypted. Not much has changed as to the other details, so for a full breakdown of what's being taken out, please check last week's video, link on screen now. Perhaps just worth mentioning is that the MLRS is being completely removed now instead of just disabled, and I forgot to mention that the drone marketplace is also being deleted from this mode, the basic reason being that both require the map to use, and of course that needs to be a distant memory. Talking of the marketplace, of course, we're getting that new model for the normal game, and here it is. Slightly different position too, and it can be accessed from both sides with a total of 8, count them, terminals. Further to last week's incredibly popular reveal of the latest iteration of the new furnace and cooking UI changes, these are now confirmed to be part of the next patch, so time to uninstall now I guess, but before you go, as it is all very much subject to change, and will be even after it arrives I'm sure, since last week there have been some changes to capacities. Over on staging, barbecues now have 3 inputs and 4 outputs instead of 2 and 3 respectively. Small furnaces have 2 inputs and 3 outputs, again 1 extra of each compared to last week, and large furnaces continue the pattern with 5 inputs and 6 outputs, whereas before it was 3 and 5. The logic remains that they will all only use up 1 stack of fuel and 1 stack of ore, etc. at a time in order from left to right, so there's still no advantage to how you stack things, although you could still smelt a number of different materials in the same furnace if you treat the input section like a queue. In other changes, light switches will soon pulse as well, because they weren't obvious enough, I guess, and in the next patch you'll likely hear a few differences in distant gunshots, which will be a bit more muffled, and nail guns, which will be a bit quieter, I believe. Over on the Orcs 01 branch, there's now a clan table, which is a placeholder model, so it won't look like this finally, but this will in fact be the only way to access the clan UI. Plus, there appears to be a radius around it. Also, when this all comes in, ETA still TBC, you'll be able to use your clan logo as a stamp when painting signs. Whoa. Over to other works in progress, and the team are still hard at work on pets, trying to get minicopters to play nicely with flatbed wagons. Not as easy as it might seem. The next new monument still being worked on, which as mentioned before is a nuclear missile silo. There's a ferry dock for the server transfer Nexus stuff that will apparently be a separate thing and not attached to any of the harbours. There are some more efforts to improve performance with static groups, basically a way of displaying monuments in the distance in a simpler form so they don't require as many resources, and async loading, which was a loading optimization previously disabled due to crashes it caused, but that's still being explored to see if it can be brought back in. And lastly, one of the oldest models in the game, the campfire, as you can see on the thumbnail, is getting an updated look, with even woodier wood and stonier stones. What a time to be alive. And that's it, for this week at least, but stay tuned for more and let me know what you think of everything you have to look forward to in the comments down below. Leave a like please for the sake of the algorithm, sub to the channel if you enjoyed what I talked about today, and come and join me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Discord and my Steam group to stay up to date with my content. You can support me directly through Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, or my merch store. All links are down below. I shall catch you all very soon, but in the meantime, keep calm, stay rusty. Cheerio. This video is powered by AWDIT's producer range of workstation PCs, available now at awdit.co.uk.